Hey, welcome to Tuesday Tea Time with Dorina. And it is going to be a good night, okay? So, all of you that are watching for the first time or watching the replay, I want to welcome you. We are from Women of Wisdom, we are a nonprofit organization here to empower teen girls and women with practical wisdom and confidence. We're here to bridge that generational gap between the younger and the older ladies. Why? Because we need each other, okay? So we're excited, and I'm going to announce that we have a annual workshop in August. It's going to be on the 13th, Saturday, the 13th of August. And the theme title is The Perfect You, because no one else can be you. Okay. So we have to be who we are, accept who we are, and know that just the way we are is perfect for us. Okay. It doesn't mean that we're perfect. It means that we are what you call a mold, pour it out in a mold. And after that, the mold is broken. Okay. So nobody else can be us. Okay. So we're welcoming you here to Tuesday Tea Time. And something that came to me to take a picture of yourself drinking your beverage and post it on the comment post. And that way we can show all those that are uh, drinking, whether it's tea, coffee, or water, or juice, or whatever it is. But come with us and fill your cup up with wisdom, okay? So if you have a comment, join in and, with the comment in the comment box, and don't be afraid to add what you have to say, okay? Because what you have to say is just as important as what I have to say, okay? Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about, last week we made this announcement, don't be your worst enemy. Oh my goodness, because you know what, we can be our worst enemy. And as I was studying on this topic, I was thinking to myself, this my question is, why should we be an enemy, let alone our worst enemy? That's an idiom, created by others. And you know what? According to, let me share this with you, because we really need to eliminate a lot of idioms out of our vocabulary. But let me share with you what according to the free dictionary.com says. It says that our own behavior, causes most of our problems. That's what don't, I'm my worst enemy. That's what they're saying. That means that our own behavior causes most of our problems. Now, what do you think about that? You know, uh I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, there is a lot of truth to that, because how we behave, whether it's a reaction to what someone else have done or not, or just a reaction of what we've been listening to, or what we've been saying our own selves, is a product of our behavior, and our environment, and our a whole lot of other things, you know what I mean? Because the list could go on, but we want to learn how not to be our worst enemies. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And so I wanted to share with you uh um the definition, because I always like to show you the I'm gonna post this for you to see, because we just really need to think about this. Think about this. Enemy, someone that hate you or want to harm you. Dictionary.com. Okay, someone that hate you or want to harm you. So why would we continue to be our worst enemy? Because we shouldn't even be hating on ourselves like that. We shouldn't be trying to harm our own selves. All right. So, that's a behavior that we definitely want to change. Okay. So, we must pay attention. Now, how we going to change this? We must pay close attention to what we listen to, what we say, and what we believe. Okay? If we believe we are our worst enemies, then that's what we're going to be. I don't know if this is in the Proverbs or not, but I'm it's it says that a man is as he thinks he is. And the way we think about ourselves has a lot to do with how we live our lives. And so we don't want to have that thought that, oh, I'm my worst enemy. And I was thinking, there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism, because constructive criticism uh improves our lives. But I was thinking, some of us even have trouble with constructive criticism. I've been sitting here and I haven't introduced what tea I'm drinking. I've been actually steeping my tea. And so I don't know if you know about steeping tea or not, but you just put your top on there and let it sit for a while, and it just makes it seems like it just gets more out of the tea bag. So anyway, let me share with you the tea that I'm drinking tonight. I have organic chamomile. That's what I'm doing tonight. And my daughter-in-law uh, bought this tea. She had it mailed to me. Is Taylor organic chamomile. Oh my goodness, they make some of the best teas. And so this is really good. So tea time. Mm, yeah, that's good. Yeah, this one is decaffeinated. Chamomile is good to drink, late at night anyway. It kind of soothes your mind and things like that. And as well as I know, sometimes we need to have our minds soothed. All right. Okay. So we looked at the word enemy, and we know that the word that means that your enemy is someone that hates you or try to harm you. So why should we be our worst enemy when we should be trying to speak good things over our lives? And if anybody wants to see us prosper, we need to want to see ourselves prosper in life. And it's not even all about just having a lot of money or anything like that, but it's being able to have peace in your heart, peace in your mind, knowing that you are accomplishing things in life that you want to do, and no one else is running your life but you. You know what I'm saying? God first, but you know what I'm saying, for those that don't have that relationship, you know, but you know, uh, we have to pay attention to what we listen to, and don't let other people include us into conversations that would speak negative things over our own lives. Okay, so let's get back to what I was talking about, the constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is good. And, even for some of us, even constructive criticism can be difficult to receive if we have been criticized all our lives, or people that are real close to us that really mean something to us. If they have criticized us a lot, even constructive criticism can sometimes be difficult to receive. And I know because that has been or used to be an issue for me, because I have been criticized so much growing up, and growing up without a mom, as a female, can be difficult, because when you're raised by a man, there's a lot of things that he don't know that he should teach you. And so those that have, been raised by men, you know what I'm talking about. And so, so there's some things that you learn through criticism. And, it's unfortunate that we have to learn that way, but there are some people that are just cruel. And there are some people that, even those that are close to us, we have to realize that, they have been through things as well. We don't know who messed their life up. You know, Maybe a parent or something, have been real critical towards you. And we don't know how our grandparents or whoever it was treated them. And that reflected upon us and our children, or what I'm saying. And so um with me, oh, oh back in the days, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I had so much to learn. And so when I got married and, finally found somebody that actually really cared about me, he started giving me, constructive criticism. And it was hard for me to receive that, because I had been criticized, so, practically all my life. And so in a situation like that, when you've dealt with the same thing, you know, you have to understand that constructive criticism is for your benefit, is to improve your lives, and not to criticize you in a way of, your worst enemy, because destructive criticism is your worst enemy. That is your worst enemy. So let's look at this. And I want to share with you uh, a quote that I saw that I thought was really interesting. And this is by Larry Hamilton. He said, make sure your worst enemy doesn't live between your own two ears. Oh my goodness. So what is he saying? He's saying to make sure that your mind is not your worst enemy, that you are constantly, or not even constantly, but even just speaking uh, uh, criticism over yourself, and just constantly putting yourself down, and having that mindset that you can't ever do anything right. That was mine. I thought, oh man, here we go. Just ask Dorina to do it. She'll mess it up every time. and that was the kind of stuff that I would say to myself. And I realized, as I got older that, I was creating a lot of my own problems by the way that I was speaking and listening to those negative thoughts and saying them and believing them produced, a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-regard and confidence. And so, we're here to build the confidence. And we have to learn how to build our own confidence and have self-regard and understand that, you know, there are some things that, we do deserve in life. Every human being, deserves to be treated right. That's, and, we need to treat ourselves right by not being an enemy to ourselves, let alone our worst enemy. Okay. So share your thoughts. Okay, we have somebody on here that's sharing a thought. I'm not sure what that ONG, somebody bung ONG. Somebody have to explain that one to me because I don't understand that one. But um, so we have to, well, let me share this with you because um, you know, constructive criticism is better for us and we really need it. Okay. So constructive criticism is good because it focuses on betterment and progress. And sometimes when you don't understand the motives of those that are giving you constructive criticism and you already have a problem with criticism, it's hard to receive that. But listen, pay attention closely to what's being said and glean the positive out of it. And sometimes it's hard because we have to really go in our inner self and we have to look at, that thing that needs to be corrected. And sometimes that can be hard because we don't want to have to look at ourselves. Even though we speak critically over ourselves, we sometimes don't want to have to look at our shortcomings and accept that, this is a real issue that needs to be changed. And change is the part that we really have the trouble with. But like I said before, go back and look at what that change would do for you. Sometimes if you just kind of evaluate or analyze, what's been said or in your mind, analyze, okay, what if that was true? What if I did do this? What if I changed that? How would the outcome look? And sometimes that's a better way to figure out things and talk to yourself. And sometimes, like I said before, write it on a piece of paper if you have to, which whatever works, you know, use whatever works to improve your life so that you can have self regard and confidence in you. Because the confidence that you have in you is what's going to propel you to reach the goals that you want to reach in life or to reach your dreams that you want to accomplish in life so that you can have that satisfaction and that peace of mind and that that reward, that causes you to celebrate you, because you need to celebrate you and not, always criticizing yourself and feeling bad about yourself. We all make mistakes, and I keep saying that over and over again. We all make mistakes. It is a common factor or a common part of life that we all make mistakes. It's how you handle the mistakes. Don't get in the ring, get knocked out, and then don't get back up. That's the thing. And we got to stop, giving up on ourselves. Um, this came to me while I was studying. I was actually going to save it till later, but I just feel like I need to go ahead and say this. But, it came to me, and this is an example of constructive criticism. But it came to me to tell someone that is listening or going to be listening that you need to stop giving up on yourself so easily, okay? And learn to be loyal to yourself. Sometimes we're loyal to those that don't even care about us. Sometimes we're loyal to people that are half-hearted in the relationship with us. And we can be loyal to those people, and we're trying to satisfy them and we're trying to please them while we're displeasing our own self. Stop doing that, and stop easily giving up on yourself just because you make a mistake. I don't care how big the mistake is, it is not so big that you cannot change the situation. Okay. You may go through some stuff because of it, but it will make you stronger. It will help you to build character and come out stronger and do better and know better, because you're gaining wisdom out of that. As long as you stay in that thing and beat yourself up and have a pity party and you did deconstructive criticism, you're downhill. And that is more difficult than it is to get back up and get back in the fight. Okay. I know that was for somebody. Take it and run with it. Okay. All right. So, like I said, deconstructive criticism, let's look at that. And, that's your worst enemy. It focuses on negative feedback that undermines a person, and it negatively affects your self-regard and your confidence. Okay, so we need to know the difference when we're hearing someone give us constructive criticism or deconstructive criticism. Okay. So to know the difference is to go back to the example that I just gave you about stop giving up so easy on yourself, but learn to be loyal to yourself. Now, can you see the constructive criticism in what I'm saying? I'm saying, stop doing this, but learn to be loyal. Learn something positive to do for yourself. Be steadfast, be strong. Don't be easily given up on yourself, and there's going to be people that, just don't care about you, and when you don't care about you, that makes it worse. So you need to care about you and show others that you care about you. And sometimes when you do that, some of those people, they would just fade away because they know that they can't use you anymore. They can't take advantage of you anymore. And that's where you want to go, to a place where You are no longer your worst enemy. You're not an enemy to yourself at all. And identify those that are giving you deconstructive criticism and recognize the constructive criticism and allow yourself to receive that so that you can improve who you are. And once you learn how to receive that, it will enhance, your personality. It will enhance your attitude. It will enhance your ability to communicate and be in relationships with other people that also will help you improve your life. It's something about being around the right people and allowing them to speak into your lives and receiving that positive feed and giving yourself positive feedback. That is so important. Okay. Okay, let's look at another quote. This is a unknown quote. It says, "You can be your own best friend or your worst enemy. Choose wisely." Okay? It is up to you. It is your choice. And you know what? I chose to be my best friend, my own best friend, and I had to learn, you know how, and I'm still learning, because sometimes, things from your past, they pop up, and thoughts in your mind, they pop up, and especially those things that are in your subconscious mind. Sometimes they pop up into your conscious mind, and you start thinking, oh, I did this, I made this mistake, and you start thinking about all the negative things in your life, and that is a Debbie Downer. And so, I still have to pay close attention to what I'm listening to what I'm saying, and to what I believe. And if you do that, that will help you choose wisely to be your best friend and not your worst enemy, okay? Because we don't we want to see you progress in life, okay? Let's just take a short tea break. How about that? This time I did have the creamer. I did put the creamer in it, and I had some honey. So I'm good. Okay. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you're thinking about this whole thing. You know, how are you doing, with yourself? Uh have you taken an assessment, of where you are, and how are you loving yourself? How are you treating yourself? And this takes paying attention to you. And we pay attention to other people. We pay attention to everything that's going on around us, and especially those that are mothers, young mothers, still have little kids at home, and we pay a lot of attention to our kids. At least we should. If we don't, you know you know are we paying attention to other things more than our own selves? There's a saying, that um you don't take care of you, how are you going to take care of anybody else? And really that is so uh critical that we understand that, and that we think about that and pay attention to that, because you know how we treat ourselves is a reflection of how we treat others. The way we raise our kids, if we don't feel good about ourselves, we are not going to be feeling good about being a mother and raising our kids. And it's so important that you take care of these things so that your kids have a healthy upbringing, that they have a healthy relationship with you. And even those of us that have adult children, it's not too late to form the right relationship with our adult children. And let me say this, uh, constructive criticism with the wrong uh, disposition, or let's say the wrong attitude, will not have the right effect. So I'm saying that to say, if you're giving constructive criticism, make sure that you're doing it with the right attitude. Don't wait until you all mad and because your kids won't receive that very well, or whoever it is, or they're not going to receive that very well if it come across with you having an attitude. Wait until you calm down and you're in a better mood, and then share your constructive criticism, with whoever, you care about and want to help them change their lives. Okay. All right. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight. And uh, I, man, I'm feeling it, you guys. I'm feeling it that, there's somebody, I don't know who you are, but stop. Stop putting yourself down. Stop criticizing yourself. Stop being your worst enemy. Stop being an enemy to yourself. Start with little things, and build some positivity into your life. Start doing some things that you're good at, and start complimenting yourself on those good things. Put that into practice, and that could be a beginning place for you to start giving yourself constructive criticism, because that will be what you need to annihilate and destroy your worst enemy. Okay? So take it and run with it, like I said. Okay, all right. So I think that we kind of covered everything for tonight. And next week, we're going to talk about discipline creates freedom. And, I really didn't even want to talk about that because last week, if you was with us, we had Tashara Wilson, and she made that statement, discipline creates freedom. And so when I was studying for Don't Be Your Worst Enemy, I was like, okay, well, what we going to talk about next week? And it came to me, discipline creates freedom. I'm like, oh, no, not that one. So I have to research that and find out a lot about, the discipline creates freedom. And I know that it does. It's just, sharing that, and, squeezing, the lemon or the juice out of the fruit, and getting the juicy wisdom out of what this is saying, so that we can apply discipline in a positive way that will create freedom in our lives. So we're going to talk about that next week. So I hope that you join us next week. Make sure that you share this video, because we are trying to transform the lives of many teen girls and women as possible that will change the world, change our community. I mean, I know that there's a lot of even men folk out there that have daughters that want to see their daughters accomplish things in life and make wise decisions and not be used and abused, by others. And we have girls, that we want to see our girls make it in life. And so share this video with some of the younger generation and even the older generation, and let's come together and help one another like we should. Okay? All right? So remember, as always, this is Tuesday Tea Time with Dorina. I love you, and I'm out, and walk in wisdom. All right? Good night.